Hey, am I pleased to see you this week? It's another week of looking at friendship. Friendship is using your words and actions to show how much you care. Remember last week how we looked at the 5 different ways that we can show love to each other? Well, this week we're going to focus on one of those, and that is encouraging. And that can be encouraging words, encouraging actions, so much that we can do to encourage our friends.
Haley, you've got this. Yes! You ever notice with games like this, there's never really a winner. There just seems to be one big loser. That's how I feel with most games. It doesn't seem to matter how much I practice. I can't ever seem to win. It's true with everything. Badminton, lawn bowling, frisbee golf. It can be kind of discouraging. I need a little cheering up, which is where friendship comes in. Friendship is using your words and actions to show others you care. Sometimes it helps to have friends around to kind of be like cheerleaders. Come on, Haley, hit that birdie over the net all the way to Camp Birdie. You've got this, Haley. Concentrate. Concentrate. Okay. Yeah! Woo! I knew you could do it. Woo! A little encouragement goes a long way. And in today's story, you'll learn about 2 guys whose friendship was built on encouragement.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19.
For many years, God's people were ruled by kings who refused to listen to God. So God sent prophets to speak His words. One was a man named Elijah.
I serve the Lord.
Elijah did amazing things through God's power, like calling for rain after 3 years of drought and bringing a dead boy back to life. But being a prophet was a lonely, difficult life. After the evil queen Jezebel threatened his life, Elijah fled to Mount Horeb.
God, I've been committed to you, but the people have turned their backs on me. I am the only prophet left.
God already had an answer to Elijah's pleas. A friend.
Go back the way you came. Anoint Elisha from Abel-Meholah as the next prophet after you.
So Elijah tightened his belt and set out along the road. When he finally reached the town, he noticed several young men plowing with a dozen pair of oxen. And in the very last field, he noticed one of the young men struggling to keep his oxen in line.
Get up there, Ham. Move along, Burger.
God, is that Elisha? He's just a small town kid. What does he have? Does he have what it takes to be a prophet?
But God had chosen Elisha, so Elijah tramped through the muddy field to greet the young man.
Elisha.
Elisha blinked in surprise when he saw the prophet.
Whoa, Burger.
Elijah marched right up to Elisha and threw his very own cloak over the young man's shoulders. It was a sign that God had chosen Elisha to be Elijah's assistant.
Me? You're choosing me?
Elijah turned and walked away. Elisha dropped the reins and ran after.
Wait, just let me say goodbye to my family. Then I'll come with you.
Go right ahead. I'm not making you do anything.
Yes, sir.
Right then and there, Elisha broke apart his plow and used the wooden pieces to start a fire. He cooked a meal and called all his family and friends over to share it with him.
I'm leaving to travel with Elijah. Goodbye, everyone.
Then Elisha set out on the road beside Elijah.
I don't really know how to be a prophet, or even a prophet's assistant.
That's okay. You'll learn.
So over the years, Elisha followed Elijah everywhere as a close companion and good friend, and he watched and listened intently as Elijah spoke God's words to powerful kings and did incredible things. One day, Elisha and Elijah left the town of Gilgal on the way to Bethel, and they both knew that God was about to do something very breathtaking. God was going to take Elijah up to heaven.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Bethel.
Elisha wasn't about to leave his friend to go it alone.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
At Bethel, the same thing happened.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Jericho.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
It happened once again in Jericho.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to the Jordan River.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
You do realize you're repeating yourself.
Together, Elisha and Elijah reached the banks of the Jordan River. The waters flowed dark and deep. Elijah removed his coat and rolled it up. And then he struck the river. Immediately, the waters parted to the right and left. Elisha and Elijah walked across the river on dry ground. They reached the opposite bank.
Tell me, what can I do for you before I'm taken away?
Elisha didn't want to lose his friend and mentor, Elijah, but he'd learned many things in the last few years.
Please, give me a double share of the Spirit God has given you.
Only the Lord can do that. But if you see me when I'm taken away, that means you will receive what you've asked for.
Elisha nodded, and the two men walked on in silence. Suddenly, a wild wind whipped up, and a chariot and horses appeared, blazing with fire.
Elijah.
The flaming chariot flew down right between the two men. It caught up Elijah and carried him up to heaven, driven by a strong wind.
Elijah, you are like a father to me.
Elisha stared into the sky until the last breath of wind and the final hint of flame were gone. Then in great sorrow, he tore his own clothes.
My best friend is gone.
Glancing down at the ground, he saw Elijah's coat. Carefully, he picked it up.
I wonder.
Elisha hurried back to the bank of the Jordan River. Again, the water flowed hard and fast. On the opposite bank, a group of prophets from Jericho watched.
Look, there's Elisha. But where's Elijah?
Across the river, Elisha twisted up Elijah's coat. He called out in a loud voice,
Where is the power of the Lord? Where is the power of the God of Elijah?
Then Elisha struck the water just as Elijah had done. And just like what happened before, the waters parted to the right and left. The prophets from Jericho stared in amazement as Elisha crossed the river on dry land.
The Spirit God gave to Elijah has been given to Elisha.
It was true. Elisha had been faithful to follow and learn from Elijah for many years, and now God's Spirit was with Elisha just as it had been with his friend.
One way to be a good friend is to just be there when they need you. Look at today's story. Elisha was there for Elijah right to the very end. And even after he died, Elijah's spirit was with Elisha. Now, I don't know exactly how Elijah's spirit was with Elijah, but it sounds pretty cool. Jesus said God would send a friend to always be there for us. The Holy Spirit is the ultimate friend. He gives you wisdom when you're confused, strength when you're feeling weak, and encouragement when you need it the most. That's the kind of friend we should be. You can cheer your friend on when they play sports, or even if they have an audition, or a hard test. You can give someone a shoulder to cry on when they've had a rough day, or when something sad happens. Sometimes it's best not to say anything and to just be there for your friend. Just think of how you'd like someone to encourage you if you felt that way. So here's the one thing to remember today. Friends encourage one another. Encouragement may not make problems go away or make people any better at games, but it can remind them that they're loved and that they're not alone. And sometimes that's enough. So, you are gonna be so good at this! Woo! Bye!
Hey, the great news is that you don't have to have pom-poms and be a cheerleader to be a good, encouraging friend. There's so many different things that you can do. This week, we put out the challenge for people to join our $5 challenge. And we've got 2 amazing contestants who took up the challenge. Let's see what they did. Welcome to the $5 challenge. Today, our first guest is the smallest in his family, but he has the biggest heart ever. Please welcome 10-year-old Zayek Taylor. Zayek, welcome to the $5 challenge. Now, we'd like to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Can you tell me what you would like to do when you grow up?
Probably be a YouTuber.
Oh, I have learnt so much about YouTubing in the last couple of months. What sort of YouTubes do you think you'd want to make?
I don't know, probably gaming and like doing crazy things.
Crazy stuff. I would definitely watch your YouTubes on crazy stuff, Zayek. I would be all in. Can you give me some hints on things that I could do to improve my YouTubes?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'll just keep on working on the thumbnails and everything else until you can give me some more hints. Now, Zayek, I hear that you're interested in doing the $5 challenge.
Yes.
Excellent. This $5 challenge is all about encouraging other people. Can you talk to me about what encouragement means to you?
Encouragement means happiness and joy and stuff.
Giving it to other people?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you were to tell me if I was an alien from outer space and I didn't know anything about encouragement, could you tell me how I could be more encouraging?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Giving people stuff that makes them feel good and helping them do stuff that they can't do alone.
Oh, that's a really good explanation. I think I would understand that if I was an alien, which I'm not. Okay, so we have $5. And I'm going to give this to Zayek. Here you go, Zayek.
Thank you.
The $5 challenge begins. He's going to go to the shop and buy something to make for a friend to encourage them. So for our second guest today, we have all the way from Mangawhai, 12-year-old Chanel. Welcome, Chanel. Now, Chanel has this amazing name. It's partly from her mum's name and partly from her dad's name. And her surname is Gromwald. Well, actually not. That's all I can say. So, Chanel, please give me a lesson.
It's actually pronounced Groenewald, and the meaning of it is groen means green and wald means forest. So it's basically meaning bush people.
That is so cool, and I think I'm going to go home and see if I can practice it, getting that sound, because I definitely can't get it now. Okay, so Chanel, you would like to be part of the $5 challenge?
Yeah.
Excellent. So the $5 challenge is all about encouragement. Chanel, can you tell me what you think encouragement is?
Is looking up to your friends and family and just supporting them with their ideas.
Sounds lovely. You can encourage me anytime, Chanel. Okay, so we have the $5 here, and I'm going to give it to Chanel, and she's going to go off and have a little bit of a spending spree to buy something that she can make to encourage her friend. There you go. Have a great time. So, can you tell me, Zayek, what was it that you decided to do with the $5?
I made a sugar-free jelly and a sugar-free strawberry mousse.
Oh my goodness. Do you think we could have a look at it? Okay, let's go. Wow. Oh, look at that. That looks so amazing. What a good use of your $5. But can you tell me, I have a question. I mean, it all looks amazing. Can you tell me, why did you make it sugar-free?
Because then they won't go like hyper off sugar and stuff.
Crazy?
Yeah, and
You must know your friend really well. Does it happen sometimes? Okay, can you tell us who this is for?
it's for Alex Millard and his family.
Oh, Alex Millard and family, you are the lucky recipients of the $5 challenge. Enjoy, Zayak knows you well. We're back again with Chanel, and she's been shopping and she's bought some stuff. Chanel, can you tell me, what did you buy?
I've bought a frame and some washi tape.
Okay, and this is to make for your friend. What are you going to make out of it?
I made a encouraging letter into it and just decorated it a little bit.
I can't wait to see it. Have you got it here, Chanel?
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, and look at that amazing encouragement. I'm so glad to have a friend like you. I would be very encouraged if I got something like that. That is awesome. Well done, Chanel. You nailed the $5 challenge. Wow, I am so proud of Zayak and Chanel. They did amazingly with their $5 challenge, and I loved both their ideas. So what can you do this week for your friends to encourage them? It might be something that costs some money, or it might be just simply something that costs time or a little bit of effort. Now, on a Sunday afternoon, I know you just want to chill out and relax and not really worry about anything. But here's the thing, you can make such a big difference today if you sit down for half an hour and do something for your friends. It might be a letter or a note or some baking, or there are just so many different things that you could do for your friends today. It might even be just that you give them a call and say hi. Send them a text. Encourage them for something that you see in them. So I'd love you to pause the video, go and have a chat with your family. What can you guys do this week to encourage other people? Can you take up the challenge? I would love to hear the ideas that you came up with your families. Now, if you haven't already done it, make sure you set a time to go and do it so that it's not just an idea, but an actual action. Remember, friendship is showing that we care with our words and our actions. Hey, do you also remember our memory verse for this month? Proverbs 17:17, a friend loves at all times. They are there to help when trouble comes. I'm so grateful for friends. I'm so grateful that when trouble comes or when fun times come, my friends are there for me, and I hope that I'm there for them too. There's something else that you can do for your friends this week, something else that is really encouraging, and that is to take time to pray. So if you've still got pen and paper around, it will be a great idea to go and write down a list of your friends that your family has, and to commit to praying for some of them every day this week. Maybe you choose to pray for 2 specific friends on a Monday and then 2 other friends on a Tuesday, just depending what you and your family decide. And then you can let your friends know that you're praying for them, or it can be just something between you and God, and see what happens. Praying for your friends is a real encouragement because you are asking God to be part of their life, and there's nothing better than that. So this week, include God in your life, help your friends to see who God is as well. And I will look forward to seeing you next Sunday.